Hi, it's Annette, the Stop Skin Picking Coach, and today we're going to talk a little bit about sugary things or slightly sugary things that are not so bad to eat. So perhaps you know this already or maybe you don't, but sugar is actually the worst for skin picking. It's bad for acne, but it's also bad for picking, even if you don't have acne. But the thing is, like, who wants to deal without sugar permanently, really? Very few of us, I think. Even though sugar is a cause or contributor to just about every physical and mental health condition. And so now maybe I've put you off sugar completely, but probably not. This first product I discovered just a few weeks ago. I was having a little Love Actually party for some girlfriends, and I wanted to have something like, well, I was getting really nerdy and really into it. I wanted to have something like the Prime Minister's chocolate biscuits on hand. And so I went to the store and I wanted something gluten-free too. And I just kept looking and everything had so much sugar until I saw this product, this Simple Mills double chocolate crunchy cookies, naturally gluten-free. And I looked on the box of these and the serving size, 3 cookies, they're kind of small, but three cookies only have 5 grams of sugar. I suspected this would be really good because I love this brand, Simple Mills. I love their crackers. They have amazing almond flour, gluten-free cookie crackers. So yeah, so I got these and they are really, really tasty. The ingredients are kind of interesting. I mean, they're vegan and they're paleo-like. They don't have any grains and they are actually delicious, even though they're not that sweet. And when you start having a really low sugar diet, you start to prefer really not very sweet things. But I had a friend there that tried these and was really, really impressed, even though she regularly eats gluten and sugar, and these were good. Another treat that I like is also a chocolate one. I sometimes, after lunch or whatever, if I really want to treat, I sometimes have these Trader Joe's extra dark 73% chocolate bites. And the serving size is 2 wedges. I just have 1 wedge, which only has 2 grams of sugar. And because they're so dark, it's like so much flavor and they're so nice and rich and all that. And, you know, I just savor it. And I've never had more than 1 of these at a time. So that's, I mean, not that you can't. You can have, even if you have 2, it's 4 grams of sugar, which isn't terrible. But I feel really good about keeping my sugar really low. So I have the 2 grams and I feel like I've had like a really delicious piece of chocolate. Sometimes I want to go even more extreme as far as like being really conservative on sugar. But if I want something sweet after a meal, I'll just make myself a cup of tea, to be honest, and put a teaspoonful of raw honey in it. We have this one right now that's delicious. We've been buying this. This is local to Southern California, so it's probably not even sold other places. And with honey, you really want to get the local one because it has so many benefits and, you know, really against allergies, especially to your local plants. And it really has so many good nutrients in it, plus some sugar. And the fact that it's raw means that basically like the molecules are more tangled up and they don't increase your blood sugar as much. So the glycemic index, in other words, is a lot lower than pasteurized honey. So highly recommend some raw honey, and that one is so tasty. I'm gonna have a little. It tastes like caramel or something. So I'll just make a cup of tea. Ones that I like right now, I've been really into Tulsi Masala chai from Organic India. So this one is a mix of black tea and tulsi, which is an herb. That one's really tasty. Like I'll have that after lunch. I usually don't like that one first thing in the morning, but after lunch, like I want something with it, some nice chai spices or whatever. And then this one I would have in the evening. I really like this one. It's just an example of hot apple cider tea by Republic of Tea. This one's quite delicious too. And this one, this is totally herbal. It doesn't have any caffeine. These ingredients are just apple pieces, cinnamon, orange peel, rose hips, berry leaves, natural apple flavor, ginger root, cloves, natural lemon flavor, citric acid, and cardamom seeds. And that is quite delicious. Sometimes just a cup of tea with a little spoonful of honey, or half a spoonful even of honey, can satisfy my sweet tooth, you know? And some of those spices really are good too. So something like cinnamon or these other kind of warming chai type spices, cardamom, nutmeg, they're really good for you. And for example, cinnamon has blood sugar lowering properties, and it kind of simulates a sweet taste. So putting some cinnamon on something, you know, when you're craving sugar might be a good idea. And it reminds me of baked apples. So sometimes, I haven't done it yet this winter, but sometimes we bake apples. I looked online because I couldn't remember, like we used to do them when I was a kid actually. And, you know, I didn't remember like, oh, a temperature, how long to do it for. Most of the recipes say 350 for 15 minutes. I like it longer. I like my apple more cooked. If you look online for recipes for baked apples, they're all fancy. They're like core it, or, you know, dig the inside out and like fill it with butter and nuts and cinnamon, and you know, that sounds great, but I just remember really loving them as a kid, and my mother was not into all that work. We just cut the top off and then sprinkled some cinnamon in. I do have cinnamon. Put the top back on and bake them. And then we would just eat around the core. We would just take our spoon and just like eat around the core, eat it out of the skin, and it was delicious. So that's another nice treat. There's something about cooking the apple that's really nice. I might do some stewed pears too. My neighbor brought over some pears. She got a big box delivered from somebody. And so we have a few of these, and I mean, they're really good just to eat, but it does feel like more of a treat if you know, peel and cut and stew them up in, you know, a little bit of water with some spices. Especially cinnamon. And another one of my favorite treats, if I'm like craving something a little sweet and juicy, is just the clementines. Love these little guys. They're out in stores now. We have a bag of our local California mandarins, and I always love like peeling them off in one piece. That's like the big challenge of those, or the big fun. And it comes out like a little S-curve when you do it all in one piece. And I don't understand why my husband's not into doing that. He'll just like rip it off any which way, and I just like love having the S-curve. So must be a weird thing about, you know, personality trait. Sounds like a skin picker and someone that peels their clementines really particularly. Let me know. Write a comment if you are very careful about peeling your clementines. I'm getting kind of silly. Okay, hope you enjoyed some of these ideas. Please share your own favorite lower sugar sweet treats in the comments below. Also, let me know what color you think I should paint the wall. I'm gonna do this next week on vacation, on, you know, Christmas break or whatever. Just gonna stay home and like make my office all nice, so I'm excited to make videos and do work in the new year. So yeah, I appreciate suggestions. I don't know. I'm thinking some kind of like Easter egg type pastel, you know, like turquoise or lavender or pink or yellow. Please leave a comment and let me know what color you'd like to see your YouTube videos in. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already.